Hello folks, I'm going to come and share with you my first actual design team as a designer for Country Craft Creations. And also there is a Facebook group called Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. I will link both the store, the Facebook group, and the YouTube channel for Tammy Merrill, who also gives all the free tutorials on how to build so many beautiful things from all the things that she carries in her store. Now for the month of November, she had sent me Cafe Parisian by Graphic 45, and it is really pretty, folks. Peach and this beautiful blue color, and I love all the elements of it was just beautiful. And then she also sent me this Graphic 45 box and these pulls and some lace and some seam binding and the chipboard elements. And I was just super excited when I was able to finally get to do this project, because I've had, a leaky roof, work, all the good things. So finally was able to play with this, and I'm really excited as to what I created. So I kept the box really simple. I loved the cut apart that said enjoy the little things. That is why I kept it very simple on the front of the box. The only thing I used in this project that was not sent to me was these little flat back pearls. Everything else I used, even the beautiful art glitter glue, by the way. Amazing, 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 amazing. So I popped this up. This is, it was hollow, and so I kind of just backed it so it was popping up a little bit. I used the same cut apart twice, and I fussy cut it out and then put glossy wax on it and popped it up to give it more dimension. I just thought that was a beautiful touch to this. And because it says enjoy the little things, like I said, just kept it very plain. I did decorate all four sides. I did not decorate the bottom, but I will. I'm just going to use a solid blue cardstock just so it doesn't get dirty. But it is really a pretty thing. Let me zoom this down just a little bit. Okay, so I did use the pull here from Graphic 45 that came from Tammy's store. And it just was so pretty. This was such a fun box. So I will turn it sideways just so you can see what I did to the inside. I did line it here again and fussy cut out all these little pieces, just like the top. This was just a border that I fussy cut out and created that. Here's again where I used my pearls, which I reinforced with the art glitter glue, which was awesome. This was a chipboard element that I went ahead and glued down flat and then popped it up as well, just so it had some more dimension. I will be adding glossy accents to this. I just hadn't gotten that far because this is going to be a work in progress with the glossy accents. But here's where the magnetic closure is that I covered, and then the brads for the pull. So here it is for the book. And what I created here was something really fun. I knew I wanted to put a piece of seam binding in it so you could pull the seam binding so the book would come out, because it's kind of hard to pull out without pulling the elements. And so what I did was I put magnets, basic gray magnets, on a piece of chipboard here that actually chips and magnetizes to this little side of the box. So you can pull, so that way also the ribbon wasn't covering the actual book itself. So when you pull it, of course, the book comes out, and then it magnets back to being closed right here so that the ribbon doesn't come out, nothing comes out. And I really liked that idea. And I used the chipboard element and then a cut apart right here to cover the magnet. So I thought that was really cute. And of course I lined the inside of the box as well. I inked distressed all of this with tea stain from Tim Holtz. So this is what I created. In the box came 6 tags, and they were not put together. And so I just basically put hinges on all 5 pieces, or on 5 places, to make it into an accordion trifold, or not trifold, but an accordion fold album. And this is what I did. These were the petaloo flowers that she sent that match this collection ever so perfect. This was a cut apart, which I, of course, will use glossy accents. And then there's that beautiful lace. Isn't that gorgeous? And then one of the chipboard elements. So it's just so pretty. This was such a fun project for me. So, of course, you flip it open. And I had Graphic 45 tags as well. I guess that is part of my stash. Sorry, folks. That were perfect to fit right inside here. So I just decorated those and used a chipboard element on the side tags, and then a chipboard element on the side front of the pockets of each of these pages. And I used the beautiful seam binding to tie them all off. It seems a little plain, but it realistically isn't. Because the box was just so beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I love that I was able to incorporate it and make it into a tag album. And I left all these blanks, so whoever the recipient is of this can write a sentiment and do whatever they wish to do there. And because these had holes for brads, I just went and put a pearl there. I mean, why not, right? Just super simple and easy. Look at this beautiful paper, folks. This was a lot of fun. And then there's the back. And then, of course, you flip it backwards, and it's double-sided. So this holds, you know, I think 12 tags and, or no, 10 tags, because the front and the back are not tag pockets. But look how pretty this is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. The art glitter glue was really phenomenal for this. I did not use score tape or anything else. I really just, I followed Patty's, you know, go at just trying to just use the art glitter glue, and I did, and I'm pretty pleased. I think the two could go hand in hand to work well, which most people use, but I really just liked just using it on this. So, of course, with any other piece, you can also set it up like this and have it out as a decoration. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? I love this paper so much. I will be glossy accenting most of these things. I definitely check out Country Craft Creations store. With the rest of this collection, I plan on making some easel cards and some shaker card elements. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, I had so much fun with this. And I really liked adding just that hint of pearls. And I think my favorite part was this idea that I had of creating this. So when I put it back down inside the box, I just magnet there. And then, of course, it's just easier to pull this out. And then it magnets back. So there's no ribbon in front of it or anything of that nature to cover up the book itself when you open up the box. But it stays pretty flat in there, and I really love the magnetic box closure. I just think it's just ever so beautiful. So wanted to share that with you folks today. Thank you for coming, and I can't wait to make cards out of this paper. It's such a pretty graphic 45 line. You know, who would have thought peach and blue? I guess I have seen a wedding made of those colors, but God, this is so pretty. So pretty. All right, folks, thanks for coming, and have a great day.